A series of handwritten notes found at the home of murder-accused nurse Lucy Letby have been released. The images were shown on Monday to jurors in her trial at Manchester Crown Court. Letby, 33, denies the murders of 7 babies and the attempted murders of 10 others at the Countess of Chester Hospital's neonatal unit between June 2015 and June 2016. Police first detained Letby in a dawn arrest in July 2018 at her 3-bedroom home in Chester, the court has heard. Among items recovered were notes consisting of closely written words, sentences and doodlings. Some appeared incoherent, but 2 phrases repeatedly used were, "Please help me and I can't do it anymore," the court heard. One sentence read, "No one will ever understand or appreciate what it's like," while another said, "I want someone to help me but they can't, so what's the point in asking? Hate my life." Names of some of her colleagues also appeared in the notes, partly redacted, including a declaration of love for a doctor who could not be identified for legal reasons. Next to his name was, "I loved you and my best friend." Further entries on June 23rd, 24th and 25th included initial letters, which the Crown say related to 3 other babies, including 2 triplet boys that Letby allegedly attacked on those dates following her return from a holiday to Ibiza. Prosecutor Philip Astbury said a green post-it note shown to the jurors at the start of Letby's trial was found inside the diary. Part of the note read, "I don't deserve to live. I killed them on purpose because I'm not good enough to care for them. I am a horrible, evil person." And in capital letters, "I am evil, I did this." An A4 size piece of paper containing jumbled handwritten notes was also found in the diary, the court heard. One sentence read, "I killed them. I don't know if I killed them. Maybe I did. Maybe this is down to me." The words "kill me" written in bold and circled could also be seen. Other words appearing on the A4 paper were foreign objects, slander, tired, crime number, diagnosis compromised, risk factors, and repeatedly, "help me." In his opening speech, Ben Myers KC, defending, told jurors the post-it note was the anguished outpouring of a young woman. Letby was rearrested at her parents' home in Hereford in June 2019 and November 2020. Letby denies all the allegations. The following newspaper article is from April 18th, 2023, with the headline, "Nurse Lucy Letby cries as photos of her bedroom shown in court, including picture with a slogan, 'Shine like a diamond.'" A nurse accused of murdering 7 babies cried in court as photos of a crime scene in her bedroom were shown in court yesterday. Photos of Lucy Letby's messy bedroom were shown to Manchester Crown Court, where the 33-year-old nurse was arrested in July 2018. A number of jackets hang over Letby's bed rails, with a teddy bear stuffed underneath her duvet. The nurse denies murdering 7 babies and attempting to murder 10 more between June 2015 and June 2016. Letby was arrested in July 2018 on suspicion of attacking infants in her care. At this point, she had worked her last shift as a neonatal nurse at Chester Hospital. She wept in court on Monday as pictures with slogans such as "Shine like a diamond" and "Leave sparkles wherever you go" were shown to jurors. The jury in the trial heard that police found several pages of notes with the words written on them, weeks after they also heard that authorities had found a note which read, "I am evil and I did this," in the Hereford-born nurse's home. Miss Letby faces 22 charges in total relating to incidents in 2015 and 2016. A further note read, "I can't do this anymore." Among the scrawlings shown to the court was incoherent half sentences including the words slander, discrimination and "I haven't done anything wrong." The notes were found in Miss Letby's house when she was initially arrested on July 3rd, 2018. The following newspaper article is from April 20th, 2023, and it states the following. Neonatal nurse Lucy Letby told detectives that it was, quote, "bad luck" that she was involved in the collapses of 4 babies when she was questioned about the 2015 incidents that saw 3 infants die. a jury heard today. Letby, 33, claimed that neither she nor other staff had questioned what had caused a spike of 3 deaths and 1 near death on the neonatal unit in the single month of June 8 years ago. When an officer pointed out that she had been involved in all 4 collapses during an interview, she attributed it to bad luck. Backing up why she did not question the spike in deaths, she added, quote, "I didn't think there was maybe anything to be looked into. It was just a shock for everybody." The officer later points out that she was involved in all 4 collapses, adding, quote, "What do you put that down to? Bad luck?" Letby replies, "Yes." Jurors also heard that Letby denied murdering a baby within 6 minutes of having a, quote, "frustrating and upsetting WhatsApp conversation with an off-duty colleague." The nurse agreed with a detective interviewing her over the deaths of 7 babies at the Countess of Chester Hospital that she had been at the cot side of baby C at the time he collapsed. But she insisted she had not murdered him. She also denied having done anything to cause his vocal cords to swell, so much that a doctor failed 3 times to intubate him. She claimed to have had no recollection of holding up a Moses basket and telling the dying infant's parents, quote, "You've said your goodbyes now, do you want to put him here?" An officer told the alleged killer that the father felt shocked and upset by the remark, particularly as baby C was still alive despite medics having halted their attempts to resuscitate him. Jurors were taken through a summary of numerous interviews Letby gave Cheshire Police following her original arrest in July 2018. In one recording, Letby told the detective, quote, "I don't recall saying it. I don't recall that conversation about the Moses basket." The jury at Manchester Crown Court was told how shortly before child C's death in the intensive care nursery 1, the neonatal nurse had been in a WhatsApp conversation with colleague Jenny Jones-Key. From memory, Letby believes she was either in nursery 3, where she was the designated nurse to a healthier baby, or at the nurse's station at the time she was messaging from her mobile. She told Jones-Key that she kept thinking about the day baby A had died the previous week, and seeing the image in her mind's eye of him lying in his cot. When her colleague suggested she needed to take a break, she reacted with a message sent at 11:09 p.m. on June the 30th, 2015 that read, quote, "Forget it, I'm obviously making more of it than I should." During the police interview, a detective asked her how the conversation had made her feel. "Frustrated," said Letby. She agreed it made her feel like Jenny didn't understand how she was feeling. She went on, "I just remember feeling I wasn't getting anywhere with the conversation." Letby also agreed she had told Jones-Key that working in nursery 3 was, quote, "eating me up." The officer pointed out that 6 minutes after the 11:09 p.m. message, baby C had collapsed, then went on to tell Letby, "You were the only staff member there, and you were seen at his cot side when the alarm sounded. You were feeling frustrated and upset at the time, do you agree?" Letby replies, "Yes." The officer then says, "You've then gone on to attack baby C." "No," says Letby. Quizzed about baby A, Letby agreed it was her who had noticed a change in the baby's colour on the day of his fatal collapse. Although unable to specifically recall when his monitors alarmed, she also agreed she had been standing next to his ventilator at the time. The officer asks, "Is it at that point that you harmed baby A?" "No," replies Letby. The officer then says, "Is that the point at which you murdered baby A?" Letby replies, "No." Asked about the baby receiving an injection of air, she said, quote, "It would be very hard to push air through a long line. It's a hard pressure to push through." The nurse denied deliberately injecting the baby with air, but could offer no explanation for his collapse. She told the officer she did not know a lot about air embolism, one of the methods the prosecution says she used to kill some of her alleged victims. She said, quote, "We were always told to make sure there was no air in a long line because it would be dangerous to patients. I know that from when I first started to learn about fluids. It's something that all nursing staff are very meticulous about and are aware of the consequences of getting it wrong." She claimed not to know what harm an air embolism might actually cause, but was aware that, quote, "You just didn't want it going into the bloodstream." In a later interview, Letby was told that expert witness believed baby A had been injected with air. She told the officer, "I didn't deliberately give him any air." She acknowledged having carried out Facebook searches on the infant's mother both shortly after child A's death and again in the September, but said she was, quote, "not sure what she had been looking for." She added, quote, "I'm not sure I was looking for anything." Asked specifically about the September search, she suggested she may have wanted to know how the family was doing. The officer asks why, and Letby replies, "because you think about the babies on the unit at the times and wonder about them and what they're doing." Letby recalled baby A's twin sister, baby B, looking more mottled than he had done. Her mottling had a purpley red rash-like appearance. She was aware from an early handover with a colleague that the twins' parents had waited a long time to have children. Asked whether she had treated them any differently because of that knowledge, she replied, quote, "You just bear in mind what they've been through to get to this point." The officer asks whether she injected the baby girl with air at the time a TPN feeding bag was being attached. Letby replied, "No, I didn't do anything deliberate to baby B to harm her." The officer then says, "Are you responsible for the attempted murder, Lucy?" "No," says the nurse. Letby told detectives she found the death of baby C quite hard because he had been gasping for several hours before finally dying once resuscitation had been halted. Medics had extended their attempts to revive him while a vicar made his way to the hospital to baptise him. The neonatal nurse said the infant's death had been the first experienced by her colleague Sophie Ellis, and she had been particularly upset by it. Letby told officers she had no recollection of baby D's collapse. Asked about the Facebook searches she carried out on her family, she said, quote, "I don't know what I was looking for, but I would not be looking for photos of dead babies." She had found it upsetting to see baby E vomit blood before his collapse and death. She had prepared a memory box for his parents as a matter of course. She said, quote, "I found it very helpful to spend some time with him. I found it quite a privilege that Mum and Dad wanted me to do that for them." She denied putting insulin into his system and asked the officers if the relevant TPN bag might have been retained and stored in the sluice room. They said they would have to investigate that. Okay, so these are the latest developments concerning the ongoing trial of the nurse Lucy Letby. This was a case that I started to follow and create content on back in October and November of last year, but I had to stop due to the fact that live reporting from the court started to become quite sporadic, and they would often be there on a Monday and Tuesday, then they'd miss a Wednesday and Thursday, so the reporting became quite fractured in a way. So I decided to put this case to one side and pick it up closer to the trial conclusion. However, having said that, over the past 2 days, I have now found a website which has archived all of the trial process, each day of the trial process, from when it started up till the present day. So if you wish me to create more content on the Lucy Letby case, please do put a comment down below to state that, and I'd be more than happy to go back and record the episodes that we missed out on. So all of the trial proceedings which have taken place back from November to the present time. As I say, please let me know in the comment section below if you actually get something from this particular series, if you find it interesting. I personally believe this is going to be a landmark case in this country, and I feel that it does need some kind of record made of it, whether that is in one long video format of the trial in its entirety or in separate episodes as I've created thus far. But anyway, do let me know if you wish me to continue with this particular topic and this particular case, and I'll be sure to do so. As always, many thanks for joining me for this particular video, and I look forward to seeing you all again for the next one. Take care. Cheers.